Because Heritage Lodging Fund have put £23 million into this museum. I've just heard it fall on the floor. It is an exact replica of the Mary sword that is in the exhibition. And Mr. Robert Pooley of Pooley Swords very kindly donates these to us. So Charles Barker, Esquire, is on behalf of Mr. Pooley presenting the sword.
Pooley.
So if you would, for the Heritage Lodging Fund, please.
It is a marvellous opportunity at last to come and see what, in those days, all that time ago, we never quite imagined could be possible. And when I think back to the days of diving on the ship out of the Solent in the most impossible conditions, I mean, it was like, I remember trying to describe it like swimming in a kind of lentil soup. You couldn't see anything, I thought anything, until it was practically in front of your nose. Very difficult to orientate yourself to where anything was in relation to the ship and the artifacts that were there. But what I could never get over is the sheer expertise of the archaeologists operating underwater, able to map everything, record everything, actually photograph everything. So that when you look at it now, the display, it is truly extraordinary how they've managed to rearrange everything where it should be and how it should be placed. And then, of course, I remember, perhaps others may have forgotten now, that the day came to try and raise the Mary Road. And the only way we could do it was by borrowing an enormous floating crane on a barge. And this crane was in huge demand around the world, as you can imagine. And I think it cost about £250,000 a day to get to use this machine. So we just had a very, very short moment. And you can imagine the Solent, the tidal window is very short. And I remember sitting on the boat while the crane was positioned over the wreck, and people saying, oh, well, I think it's getting too difficult, we can't fix this, we can't fix that. And I said, listen, this crane is going to disappear to the other side of the world. You'll never get it back. We've got to get it out. Fortunately, we did, and I've never forgotten, as it came up, it was the most almighty crunch as the chains and the ship dropped, and I thought, well, it's all my fault. The whole thing's gone. Anyway, fortunately, thank goodness, we prevailed, and I think it was worth taking the risk, because now we have this truly remarkable example of a Tudor warship, which is unique. And we all felt at that time how unique she was, chiefly, of course, because of the astonishing artifacts that she contained. And I think that may be the thing that really fascinates and astonishes so many visitors here, who probably think they're just coming to look at a hull, a ship. But when they see the sheer extent of the artifacts, how they demonstrate the lives of people in those days, the terrible problems and diseases people had, the suffering they must have gone through, on top of taking on the French at the same time, it does provide, I think, a wonderful history lesson.